Halal Travel Podcast.
So today kan tadi, today we're supposed to have Hari Raya team lunch.
Yes.
And we're supposed to order nasi ambeng.
And we're supposed to order teh tarik.
Teh tarik, yeah. Hazra sponsor. But then I cancelled yesterday because we're working from home this whole week and onwards. But then today afternoon I got a call. This abang. Kenapa saya right outside our office now with the food. Right.
You did cancel?
I cancel on Monday, and the person said, okay, we cancel. But I think over the weekend or something, they had a lot of people messaging to cancel orders. That's what the person said to me on Monday. So the person said, message me your order number. So I said, I already messaged last week, but they were closed for like 4 days. So I think they had a lot of backlog. Then someone like, saya tak order, tak ada orang kat office. Nak ambil makanan.
Kesian.
Then he said, okay, tak apa, saya call. And then I think there was like a good 5 minutes when he was just there. Then he was calling the shop. And then after the shop said, okay. Then he sent it back to the restaurant. Then the shop messaged me to say like, oh, so there was a mix up. But then tomorrow's one, they really cancel already.
But what's going to happen to the food?
I don't know, man. Maybe they get to tapau.
Extra food.
Banyak food.
It's like 5, 6, right? Anyway.
Kesian.
Tujuan nak share dengan you this morning.
Boleh dengar my voice
For a moment I thought you were already open, like that's your opening for the side talk.
Bukan.
Oh, kalau opening
Never mind, you can include if you want.
juga.
Sure, like macam sembang-sembang. Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to another episode of
Side Talk.
This is episode numero something 6 or 7 something. Pakai baju different finally. The first few episodes was all the same. But yes, we are actually filming this in light of phase 2 heightened alert. So we are taking precautions. We are sitting far apart.
Very far away.
Yes. And I think, what are your thoughts? Do you think we'll go back to CB?
I tak kisahlah. It's just, you go back to CB pun macam apa-apa lah. Boleh lah Jack. Tapi yang the concern is, I mean, we don't have much concern I think on our part.
Yeah.
Because like we work from home most of the time. The problem is like what Zul Hakim shared the other day when we were recording with him, said there's going to be a lot of people who panic buy, and then people who really need to eat will not be able to buy their groceries. So those kind of things that we actually don't think about. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but I think the government, or rather Singapore, is very much prepared. We have a stockpile, and we are the type of country that really learns from our own experiences and lessons lah. I would say that now the government is taking things slowly. They are doing it step by step. They just need more data to support whatever decisions that they make. So they don't want to create like chaos and panic in Singapore, because we all know as Singaporeans that if the government will say, okay, tomorrow lockdown, everybody go crazy, and that's the worst thing that will happen, and that's not something that we want lah.
True. I think you've done a good job in kind of doing it gradually. I think we have also experienced CB, so we're not completely new to it. I think we're also very agile, both the government and like the people, in adapting. So anyway, that's not the topic we're going to talk about. But just opening just to like say like this is where we are and this is when we're filming.
Yes.
But today's topic is, so we have some suggestions from our friends on what we can talk about on Side Talk episodes, because we don't know what to talk about lah. Too many things to cover and like
Okay, just get to the point, please.
Okay, so today's topic is marriage, single life, relationships.
I think it's a very, very apt question.
Why?
Because like we have one who's married, we have one who's in a relationship, we have one who is single.
That's true.
Macam we represent each one of them.
Siapa yang married?
Siapa?
Walau boleh act ke? Okay, so I don't know who wrote this, but like what I don't know where to even start. So like,
Yeah, true.
yeah, okay, married life. Okay, what questions do you have for someone who's married? I guess. And what questions does someone who's in a relationship?
When I think about Rada getting married, I just think about the time when she needed to sign a emergency contact. And then it was when she had already gotten married, and then she wrote her sisters.
I wrote my sister's contact.
Until her husband came to her. Okay, I'm gonna write to you as my emergency contact. Then she's like, oh yeah, I'm married. So I can actually put in my husband's name.
Yeah. It will not. Register to you immediately that you're married lah. Unless you actually. People say this a lot when you actually fill out forms and you're like a missus now.
And then, oh no.
Yeah,
it takes some time to register, right?
Only when that kind of things happen, then you realize like, oh, I'm no longer single. Then you have to write single or married or whatever, right? Then you get married.
Happy tak?
Gembira, bahagia. Different.
Okay.
But baru bukan dah lama dah kahwin kan.
Okay, when did you get married?
2018.
2018.
So 2.5 years thereabouts. So
Pegang perut.
belum, doakan insyaAllah. Pray for me.
This year raya ada orang buat itu tak?
No, because I don't tak keluar sangat, right?
Okay.
So no,
so
Alhamdulillah. But I'm sure in one way or another they're going to ask. But like my mom or like my mom has been getting photos from like her like my cousin sending her something because she's a nenek. She's a nenek, so she get photos. And I see, terpusar, seriously, like so big already.
And newborns.
Like newborns last 2 years. Now like can walk, you know.
Wow.
So like super cute. And like my brother's daughter is also like 1.5, and she's super cute. And like that's sort of like when you play with them, just your motherly instincts come on. Like I want a kid.
Let's go buy one.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think like age is catching up. Like, aren't you worried? Like when I was like in my 20s, I was like, I don't really care what age I get married. If it happens, it happens. And people are like, oh, okay. But then when I get married, I knew that I wanted a few years on my own, like just the two of us. But then now that maybe we're seriously thinking about maybe having children, then it's just like suddenly it's a rush, you know, because I don't want to reach the age where I'm going to be no stamina to also take care of a kid.
You know, that's always the argument that they tell me. It's like, you know,
get married early.
Yeah, they want me to get married early because if you have children later on in life, you wouldn't have the stamina to run after the child over here and over there.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I am a strong believer yang macam you can tiba tak tahu nak strong believer.
Macam believer apa?
Okay, I'm a strong believer of my family, my mom, she had her first child at around 21. So the age gap between her and my brother is maximum berapa?
Small
20 years.
I mean, this is a distance.
Small.
Not number.
It's small. Okay, so basically, let's say my brother is 30 now and my mom is 50. So 20 years lah basically.
Okay.
And I think I really want that macam that closeness with my future child, because like whatever secrets he have, he will go to her first. If he has a girlfriend, he will go to her first. You know, like that kind of
like
close,
friends.
Close related. But I also think that if women want to continue working, it's okay, because what makes a mother relatable to the children is if she stays in the workforce. I rasa. Like for me, although my mom and I were about 30 years difference, I think I would still relate to her just as much as my brother does, because she's in the workforce and like she is surrounded with people who talk about things that are happening now, you know. So macam I still feel the close relatedness, and I really appreciate that she's still working, because like I can actually talk to her about my workplace, ataupun I can talk to her about my friends. You know, there's no like disparity. Macam like, kau buat apa gitu.
But your mom is like very young at heart, I think.
Also, I also think because of work. Like they actually have things to talk about.
Yeah, I don't deny that. True.
So you're gonna be okay.
Okay. What if I don't want to work after this?
I don't think that there's an issue if you are not working and you're just like a homemaker. And you still will be able to relate to your children lah. You just have to have an open mind. And sometimes if you expect your kid to go up to you, and I mean it depends on the child's personality, right? That sometimes they are more introverted, some of them are more okay to share more information. But if you see that your child is the one that does not want to share, maybe you have to take the extra step to share first. I think something that as parents, like I think they have a lot of wisdom, they have a lot of stories, and most of the time as children we tend to not ask those questions. Maybe we just don't want to know and we're only thinking about ourselves, or like we feel like they have nothing to teach me or something like that. But most of the time if you really sit down and think and talk to them, they have a lot of things to share.
True.
And you'll be surprised at the amount of struggles, especially in the past, right, that can be reapplied today.
And like these things you won't be able to relate to or understand until you reach a certain age, you know?
Yeah.
And you're able to kind of empathize them. But your thoughts, if you get married, when you get married, when you get married, would you rather like, and you have children, right? Why muka you macam she answering a stupid question? You like, lama sih.
I'm very important. You finish your question. I'm a strong believer. Okay,
You have children, then like, so it's an option for you to work also, right? But like, would you quit your job and take care of your kid if you can afford to, or would you send your kid to school and you continue working?
So would you rather be a tai-tai?
I will finish lah. 3 options. You continue working and then send your kid to like school. Second option is quit your job and take care of your kid. Third option is continue working and get a helper. And like your children, to look after your children. What will you do?
Okay, Nur can go first.
Only belum strong
I'm a strong believer.
Sorry, can you repeat? There's too many options. Okay, so I believe I shared with you last time that if I were to get married and have my own children, in the past I would say that I will continue to work, and then suddenly I changed my mind and then say that, you know what, I don't trust people enough to take care of my children, and I want them to live or grow up with certain values that I would like to instill in them. I would more rather to, you know, stay at home and work, stay at home and take care of my children. Because I think one of the things that was inspiring to me was one of my aunts. So she actually studied all the way till degree, and she's a degree holder, and she's actually now a homemaker. And because she has a degree holder and she's a homemaker, right? She spends a lot of time with her children, and they grow up to be very, very successful now, at least in my eyes. Like they have the ability to, you know, like who in the world wants to study politics and want to work in politics, for instance? Like it just blows my mind lah. And I'm like, she's really passionate. Like my niece, my cousin. Yeah, she's very passionate about politics, and she actually went to pursue it, and that's amazing. And I thought that, you know, if my aunt can do that, then maybe I can also do lah.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you have moms or parents who are homemakers full time, I think it's a privilege. I think that not many children now have, just because I think it's different. Because when you have, like, my mom is a housewife and my sister is also like a housewife, and like the amount of time that you dedicate to your children to cook, to clean, or attention you give them is different, and then you also are very close to them. But also, that being said, if you're a working mom also, you're instilling different sort of values to them. But it's something like, I think initially I was also like you, like my thoughts initially was like, I'm just going to keep working. I don't know. You know, I cannot not work and like have like earn my own income and my own keep. But like lately I am open to the idea of like, you know, when you have a kid and then like not working for the first few years, when it's the most important years of their life, when you can, if you can afford to lah, so that you're there for the kid. Whether that's feasible or not is another thing.
Yeah.
But I would rather of the two, like, get someone. This could change. Maybe when I actually have a kid, you completely change. But like, if I had to choose between getting someone to help out or sending my kid to school, I think I would send my kid to school, like childcare or like playgroup, and then like after work, like fetch them, and not instead of like hiring external help.
I would actually send to my mother, because I think my mother really loves children.
That's good.
She keeps on talking about children, and then I asked her whether she likes children. She said, no lah. I'm like, yelah tu.
Have you thought of names?
Are you not going to listen to my answer?
Oh, sorry. Dari tadi you betul.
Yeah, she was like so serious.
Okay, so basically I grew up in an environment where my cousins and I are being raised by my grandmother.
Yeah.
And then when my mom I live with my grandparents, so there's not difference. But then when my aunties and uncles reach home, that's when they will pick up children and like go on their lives. So I do think that I want to give my children, I want to give my children the same kind of childhood that I had. Because I had an amazing childhood whereby my cousins and I will be able to be together.
Your nenek is your playgroup lah basically.
Yeah, it's a playgroup teacher. Yang tak kasi muka. But yeah, I would want to give my child the same kind of childhood. Means to be together with their cousins at the nenek and atuk's place. I want to let them have that. But at the same time, I want to work because I just feel like I want to set a good example of lifelong learning lah tiba like lifelong learning macam like I think I wouldn't make it as a homemaker.
Why?
I just think so. I just once or twice maybe it'd be nice to stay at home. But like I don't know, I just feel like I foresee myself being at the age of being a mom. I have not reached the level that I want to be. So I still want to be involved in videos. I still want to be involved in the things that I want to do lah basically.
Yeah. Cannot do both meh?
You can do both.
Then?
Tapi it's still considered work what?
From home. At home, like
depends
self-employed.
Yeah, I don't know. Kalau personality bagus sangat. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing, to give my child like the best childhood.
If you want to do that, then your mom needs to retire by the time you have children and be able to take care of yours.
She has plans. So my father my mom was telling me how like my dad has been talking to my mom like nanti kita bila kita dah tua kita beli satu kereta, kita drive, kita beli cucu-cucu bagi ambil balik sekolah semua. So they want to be that kind of grandparents, which I totally appreciate. I totally think that it's a good idea. Really helps the family camaraderie, silaturahim keluarga.
True, your kids become very close to your parents. And their grandparents. So with all these children in mind, ni semua cakap-cakap je lah kan. You can only plan.
But Allah is the master of all planners.
Correct too.
Ayat number 371.
Semua orang jawab percaya. So when do you, what's your ideal age do you want to kind of settle down and have a family?
I love how like this question is supposed to be like marriage, single life.
Correct lah.
Tapi kita dah skew to like
what is the end point? Marriage, right? You start here. We all started where you are.
Saya nak kahwin bila Cik kasihkan lepaskan aeroplane.
Time gitu.
Banyak je. Okay, so basically ideally like macam when I was younger I want to get married at the age of 25 because like in my mind it's like okay, I have to get married at this point so that I can have a close relationship like my mom and my brother. So then we moved on to grow bigger and I think it's not feasible at all. So 27 lah. 27, but 30 is a bit worrying for me because not because like I don't have the stamina. I mean I have the stamina actually, but not because of stamina, but I think when you get older, complications start to arise, like things like not being able to conceive or irregular women things. It's this kind of things.
I mean it's scientific. As you age, everything deteriorates.
So 27 is my target.
Okay. Do you enjoy being single?
Now? Yes. I mean like I do feel like I need to look out and open my eyes for some people. Tapi it's just a very tiring thing for me to do. And I tell my mom that, Mama, kalau you ada calon-calon, just send me.
You have reached that stage?
No, not reached that stage. I'm telling her in advance that I do not mind.
You're open to the idea.
I'm open to the idea. Because like back to this next question that we'll be talking about later. A lot of things that my mom has already planned for me.
Okay.
And not in a very controlling manner. But macam for example my school. Like I remember in primary school macam I nangis rabak gila. Like, I don't want to go to this school because I want to go to the school where my friends are. But I ended up leaving the school. Another one, poly pun sama juga. Same case. So a lot of things that macam is proven right that her choice is the best. Even though we've gone through like back and forth. So I don't know if it's okay to like use this as an example, but then like, I don't know, I just think that macam marriage is such a tiring thing for me right now because I haven't got my shit together. But yeah.
Okay,
Panjang explanation.
Yeah, I was like her. Actually, I had the same idea of 25,
Yep.
and then after I became 27, and then now I'm like, whatever. When it happens, it will happen.
Yep.
So basically, it's what you were thinking of initially. When it comes to teranjat sis. When it comes to like, you know, the bodily thingy, deterioration and like child fertility and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was younger, I have never had that issue of like whether or not I will have my own child or not. Because I feel that, you know, there's so many orphans in the world, and most of the time, even now, there's like demand for younger children that they want to adopt because, you know, it's as though it's your own child. But see where it goes lah. Like I don't even mind if I have a teenager that I can adopt.
So you're open to the idea of kind of adopting children. That's good.
I mean, you look at how many kids are alone. It's so sad.
True.
So why create new ones if you can adopt already existing ones?
I mean, it's an
it's a
option.
sunnah. It's a
Yeah,
sunnah.
Yeah, it is.
Because like from my family side, we have quite a number of adoptions lah. Yeah, so I think that was something that I'm used to.
It's good. Yeah.
So back to you.
Yes,
Do you
what
have
else?
bodily complication? I mean, like macam, is this where you want to be? Like 10 years back, 10 years ago, was this where you had envisioned yourself to be at?
Entah. I never rushed into I never thought about getting married at a certain age, although, you know, it'd be nice to get married at this age, but I never like rushed it. But if I found someone that was compatible with me, I didn't want to wait so long. Jangan haramkan relationships. Cepat halalkan dan kahwin.
Okay.
No lah, just like, I just feel like I don't want to spend time kind of dating or whatever. When it could be like you could really start a family and things like that lah. So but I think I'm at a good age. I think I got married earlier than my siblings. I got married after 30. I got married before 30. So that's why I feel like I could have a few more years to kind of enjoy before looking at starting a family. But lately I'm getting questions. My brother has been my birthday this year. My brother was like, happy birthday, because I'm turning a milestone right this year. It's like, happy birthday. And then after he sent me a photo of his youngest daughter. Now you need one of these to make you happier. Okay. No, asal tak ada macam gitu. So like but yeah, I mean, definitely something that after you get married you start to consider about these things, like having a family.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed my single life.
Really? That's good.
A lot, yeah.
I mean, I should enjoy it, but I feel like I haven't reached the max potential.
Max potential.
Yeah, of happiness of my single life.
Happiness index.
Tapi macam, I rasa macam single is so carefree because you don't have a lot of burden with you.
Yeah, you don't have to. No kind of responsibilities or obligations yet. Just take it as whatever that you are going through now is fleeting. You know, you're no longer going to be
What?
fleeting. Yeah, it's temporary.
Fleeting, okay.
Yeah.
So free things. What's-
No, like you as a student, you only have a few years, and you won't have this much luxury of time anymore. Although you're working lah, or you're studying, so different.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm doing so many things now.
Yeah, you are.
If I have like another person to think about, masalah babe.
Busy woman lah. Busy woman.
How is it like being in a relationship?
What you want to
How
know?
has it been like being in a relationship? How long has your relationship been?
I do not know. I legit do not know.
It's been so long.
No, because I don't keep track now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You celebrate monthsaries.
No.
Monthsaries, come on. They're probably yearsaries, anniversaries.
Anniversaries. No.
Anniversaries.
To be honest, I really can't remember when, but I met him when I was in school lah. What do you want to know? How is it like?
Yeah, how is it like?
It's just like I have somebody lah.
Feels good, right?
Somebody who is
Feels good,
similar to you, who gets you.
Yeah.
Were you okay? Like I tengok macam
I
drama.
wouldn't say. No, sorry.
Okay, go
but
ahead.
I wouldn't say that we are very much alike. because I think I do believe that opposites attract. Somehow or other, it's going to be the partner that you're looking for tend to be either somewhat similar to your parents, because somehow or other subconsciously you're looking for that, or they are going to be entirely opposite of you. Like maybe someone is more extroverted, the other one is more introverted, someone is more technical, another person is more academic, for instance, right? So yeah.
Like I tengok drama-drama Melayu. They say like macam people think that getting into a relationship or getting married is seen as a burden, but at the same time it could be your support system when you are in a tough place.
I guess it depends on where you derive your comfort from. Like some people are very blessed to have very open families that you can talk to, like you can talk to your siblings about anything under the sun, or you can talk to your parents and they can give you advice. But some other people would rather speak to someone that is not within their family to get like a third person's view without any bias and whatsoever. So sometimes that's where they go to, like they go to the relationships to look for something else that the family is not able to provide That's one way to look at it. But the other thing is, I think if you are in a relationship, you have to think about other people instead of just yourself, what you want. And it's sort of like a training session where, like, you know, sometimes you have to compromise for certain things. Like maybe I like something and the person doesn't like another thing, and then you'd have to come to like a consensus, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Perhaps like this week I'm going to do this thing, then next week you do another thing.
It's a lot of compromise.
Yes.
I can tell you for sure, in marriage and in your relationship.
And
I'm
it's
not a good compromiser.
You learn.
Yeah, and it's not like, you know, when they say like if you're married or you're in a relationship, everything is like butterflies and rainbows.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's more about like being matured about like communication. If you go into a conflict and it's definite that you will be in conflict, so how are you going to resolve that conflict? Like some people have different ways of handling conflict. Like for instance, I have a tendency in the past to like, you know, just slam the door and just walk away, and I will not talk to the person for a few days or something like that. So once you recognize your conflict resolution style, then you know you can learn from each other and basically it's about understanding another party. You have that bandwidth.
Not information to absorb.
Okay. Yeah. Wrap it up.
Okay, guys, thank you for listening. Okay, before we end it off, I'll just ask one ultimate advice you would give to our audience, to those who are watching this, for relationship advice. Ting ting.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Jadi macam Agony.
Apa tu?
Okay, never mind. It's generational difference.
Is it? Oh my god, that's so sad.
Compromise lah. I would say like what I said just now. Compromise and managing expectations, because I think what Nurul said, and acknowledging how you react in certain situations, understanding how the person reacts in a certain situation, and then seeing how you can meet in the middle is the most important. It will take not days, not weeks. It will take a very long time sometimes. So, and in a relationship and getting married also different. So, but you take it one step at a time. You are a team. Ultimately, you guys are a team. So, see in that way.
Okay, Nurul.
Advice?
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is to focus on learning about yourself. I think before you even get into like a particular relationship, if you are able to learn about what are the triggers that you have and how you resolve certain things, then it's much easier to step into a particular situation. Yeah. Okay. And you do you, boo.
Wow. Okay, guys, I don't have any advice because I haven't reached that stage yet. But thank you for listening to this episode of Side Talk, and go listen to our other episodes if you haven't. In the meantime, go to our Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe this video, and let us know if you have any relationship advice that you want to recommend to us so that we can make our relationship better in the comment section below. Okay, thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're in Singapore, you'll know that food is our number one priority. Food in Singaporeans are practically inseparable. It's literally the best ingredient for any occasion, any stress you got going on. You know, food solves everything. Because, for example, if it's your birthday, let's go eat. You got a promotion, you deserve a treat, sayang. You feel like pulling your hair out, come on, I'll bring you for supper. Yeah, you get what I mean? It's literally perfect for everything. And of course, we want to tell you everything about it. Like places you didn't know were halal, or 12 new halal places you need to try this week, for example. We are determined to make your tummy bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger than last year or any time. So follow us on the blog to get all the insights at www.halaltrip.com. And of course, we are also on every social media platform at Halal Trip.
Alright guys, thanks for listening. So we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget to give us a shout out on anchor.fm/The Halal Travel Podcast. Your voice message could be featured in our next episode.
Yep, and if you have any advertising and collaboration opportunities, contact us at info@halaltrip.com. That's info@halaltrip.com.
Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Halal Trip. We're also now on Telegram and TikTok. Until next time, get inspired, go and inspire others.